What's up, YouTube? So I got asked to rank these four NFL teams that have never appeared in the Super Bowl. Can you believe it if I told you that the Detroit Lions and the Cleveland Browns have never appeared in one? Then, of course, you would believe me about the Jacksonville Jaguars and the Houston Texans. So I got asked to rank the four teams who should be in them and who more than likely will not, from one to four. So the top being the ones that you expect to be in it eventually, and the ones you don't. The Detroit Lions should be in it. They should have been in it last couple years ago. Dan Campbell playing that old cutesy brand of football, and they messed it up against the 49ers. They had that butt on the ropes, messed that thing up. The Lions are on the upside, but they got to play defense. They can't act like they're the Harlem Globetrotters on offense and then just giving out everything out the way. So the Lions should be Super Bowl worthy. They should definitely be able to represent. It's a travesty when you actually have the talent. Now, in their case, you got to think that when we get to the 80s, well, we'll get past the Billy Sims era of the 80s, but we get to the Barry Sanders era to Calvin Megatron Johnson, and not to get deep, just to think about their postseason history is just a travesty when you consider. So they should definitely be a team that should be able to. But they've only, I think they've been the two NFC championship games in the last 50 years. It's crazy when you think about, because with the parity in the NFL, you expect more. That's just a travesty. So I would definitely say that they come to mind that they should definitely have more than what they have. They should be, but what you should do, what you could do is two different entities. Then we get to the Cleveland Browns. They were knocking on it in the 80s, the John Elway comeback, then the Ernest Byner fumble. And then they've been pretty much cursed with talent. They just have lacked fundamentally some talent. That's been their really problem. I mean, they have been pretty much there, but then they just haven't, gotten to it to an extent. So I just look at the Browns and I think, y'all had something, but then y'all didn't go on like all these years with all these inept quarterbacks, and just it's like y'all been cursed. It's just been bad. Now, if I told you that you had Bill Belichick and Pete Carroll as a head coach, and Romeo Cornell, who had coordinating experience, you've had some guys, I think, you've had some cats that come through y'all, like Marty Schottenheimer, you had some guys, but you haven't had the dude that's been able to put you over the top. So it's just like, I don't know what to tell Cleveland Browns. I really don't. I mean, you've had some great talent, can't put it together, but they should be the second team that's never been to the Super Bowl that should appear. The third one I would probably say is Jacksonville, because Mark Brunell and them led them in the late 90s. Even Blade Bortles got them there. They've had some really good, talented players. They've had some good situations. They just haven't been consistent with anything, And it's just kind of amazing when I see a team like that that has had the circumstances they had that. But it's a close 3-4, by the way, because I barely got them over the Houston Texans. The Texans have had some really great talent. They just couldn't finish it up. I think they got there with Deshaun Watson, but that's been like 5-6 years ago. And CJ Stroud is good, but they're nowhere near to quite being. And people don't understand how tough it is just to get to your championship in your conference, let alone to a Super Bowl. So these teams have had hardly any success with just getting to their respective championships, let alone thinking about a Super Bowl. So let me know 1 through 4 how you rank those teams as far as the teams that have never been to a Super Bowl, because I got Detroit as the team that most likely would be, Cleveland second, Jacksonville third, and Houston. Those four have never been. Let me know who you think would be more Super Bowl worthy in the least. 1 through 4. Please hit like, subscribe, welcome thoughts, comments, and I do respond. Thank you. Wash your hands. Keep your mind clear. Watch out for another. Share if you like. Hit that membership. Stay safe, stay blessed, stay woke, stay free. On my peace.